Who is Misty Janssen? The Teachers Union has picked their Area 3 candidate. Hello, my friends. It's Andy coming to you from Yorba Linda, California, for a report on the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District. And who is Misty Janssen? Well, she ran against Leander Blades in a previous election and lost by a lot. And you're going to see probably why that is. And that is that she has very little care for parents. She doesn't like white people, apparently. She obviously does not like Leander Blades. She's slandered her and just lied about who Leander is in so many different ways and different posts and that kind of stuff. But I'm just going to share just a little bit. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible and only just share a piece of what I have in regard to who Misty Janssen is. I've received so many screenshots and just so many different things that are going on right now. I was at Tri-City Park the other day, and there was an event there where they were promoting Marilyn Anderson and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I want to make sure and share that with you in upcoming videos, like Sam Majovich. He was like the lead speaker at this event in Tri-City. He's a union Democrat, a teachers union Democrat activist, or a union hack is what we like to call them. He promoted Nancy Watkins for her campaign against Ken Williams. Also there was Lloyd Walls from Yorba Linda High School. He's a teacher. John Ayed, a Yorba Linda High School teacher and football coach. It's really odd that the person who hates rich white people, Misty Janssen, is being promoted by Yorba Linda High School teachers. That's who their clientele is, which is really odd. Patricia Hanzo was there, Anita Lee, and Kim Castillo, who's at Brookhaven, Mary Cummins, one of my favorite people. She wrote something just not too long ago. I posted in the video. I could go on. Joan Herrick, Denise May, and a whole bunch of people. So we'll be reporting on them and what it was they were doing. Jenny Bremer and some other folks. But so I do want to just kind of keep this directly towards Misty Janssen, but those people that I just named are all, it's important to understand who they are, because they all are very far left, progressive, either retired teachers or just a couple current teachers. They are people that don't necessarily live in the district. They don't have kids in the district, but they are supporters, and we either call them useful idiots of the teachers union or union hacks, which their whole focus is just promoting the union and the far left agenda of progressives here in California who hate parents. They hate, again, white people, which you're going to see in just a moment. I'm not making anything up. I'm going to show you Misty Janssen's own words when it comes to her beliefs and feelings about rich white people. But that's who these people are. They have no interest in educating your children. They only hate people like Dr. Alex Chernis, the 3 majority school board members, and the other superintendents that are in the executive staff at PYLUSD. And they want them to go away because now the union doesn't have the power to go against parents, to bar them from knowing what's going on with their children in the school. They want to take over what we would call education, and they want to demolish it. And they hate anybody who's trying to create a positive education for children in PYLUSD and other districts for that matter. They just hate that PYLUSD has put people in place where the union has no power, as they did in the past. So first I want to bring you to Yorba Linda Moms. This is important because if you're in Yorba Linda Moms, you got to understand, and I've been trying to tell you all this who are members, that anybody that they can identify as a pro Leandra, pro Todd Frazier, pro Sean Youngblood, or pro Dr. Alex Chernis and his executive staff, if you have anything positive to say, even the most minor positive thing to say about any of them, you are automatically kicked out of Yorba Linda Moms. They will go so far, Bonnie Conte and Esther Kim will go so far to see if you've liked any of my posts, for instance. If you are, John Smith, or not John Smith because it's Yorba Linda Moms, let's say Jenny Smith, and you have liked one of my posts and said, "Oh, go for it, Andy," you will be kicked out of Yorba Linda Moms. So they've done their best to make sure, and when they find out that if you are pro conservative, if you're pro-Christian, if you're pro-parent, you will be kicked out of Yorba Linda Moms. And so this post that's up there on Yorba Linda Moms, it says, want to learn how to report school board compliance concerns to the right agency. Why this is important, because it's given anybody in Yorba Linda Moms who's not paying attention the idea that there's something wrong in PYLUSD. But in fact, we have nothing but good. And I'm sure there's something bad happening. We don't know what that it might be. We've had some very bad incidents lately, which God bless the parents of the young man who lost his life in a car crash that was near one of our schools. We've had some horrific things like that happening. But when it comes to what's happening in the district as a whole towards education and parent involvement and putting kids first, the works are in place. The steps are being taken to make sure that we bring Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District into a place where it's never been before. I say we because there's a large amount of community members who support the three majority school board members, Dr. Alex Chernis, and the executive staff. And so what they want in Yorba Linda Moms, Bonnie Conti and Esther Kim want you to believe is that there's something bad happening. And if you can find whatever that might be, they want you to report it. So now they're giving anybody in there the idea that something bad is happening. They also say they don't want any political statements being made in this Yorba Linda Moms, which this sounds like it could be construed because it's trying to tell you that there's something wrong in our school district. And then they promote Misty Janssen, who's running for Area 3 in the school district. And of course, you have the same people. It's always the same people. Angela Eiler says she has my full support. Danielle and Todd Votley, who says, my heart is so happy right now. She is a breath of fresh air. Okay, I'm going to show you what this breath of fresh air is. And that's what makes me, I'm so sorry, it makes me laugh. But here's a breath of fresh air. Okay, so what I was telling you earlier, this is what I want you to show. This is Misty Janssen's, these are her words. Unlike, come back to my camera for 1 second. Unlike me, which they take some of these videos and what they do is they cut them up and they try to make it sound like I'm saying something that I'm not. In an earlier a video that I made, the teachers union cut it up to make it sound like a whole bunch of nonsense in regard to kids that are at El Dorado and some other stuff. Obviously, none of that was true, but they wanted you to believe. And so they'll cut things up and say things and lie about my words. They lie about Dr. Alex's words. They lie about Leandra's words and what she's done for the school. But these are, what I'm about to show you is actually Misty Janssen's words. So let's go back to my screen. So we have a post here. This was last year or a couple years ago. And she writes, there are a few white people I would like to send back to Europe. I'm just saying. Don't be like Shari. Don't be like Leandra, hashtags. And then the next one says, I find it surprising that they are fine with broadcasting this kind of news, but God forbid, small g of course, they talk about real sex education or the use of preferred pronouns. So we see where she's at. She wants sex being taught in our schools. She loves that. And she wants kids to believe that there's 50 other pronouns when in fact there's only 2. And so here we see where she lies in the CRT and DEI area of things. And quite honestly, from that, you can also assume that she hates parents being notified about anything that has to do with your kids at school, because that's really one of their tenets of being a part of that group. In the next one over here, it says, it's almost like the white parents are afraid of being the minority. I wonder why they would feel that way. It couldn't possibly be because of how they have treated minorities in the past. No, that can't be. Don't be like Shari, hashtags again, and don't be like Leandra. And so we can see right where she stands in the CRT, and obviously, like the union, she hates that we were able to ban that here at PYLUSD. In the next screen, she says, to be so fragile that you can't read a pronoun, what the ever-loving F are we doing to our children? She loves the F word, by the way. She many of the screenshots, only a couple have been included here, but I got about 100 Misty Janssen screenshots, and I would say about half of them have some horrible cuss word in it of some sort. And she's just really has a trashy mouth. But here in this next one, she says, they don't care. They are burning it down because that is all they know how to do. They will burn it to the ground, and they take their rich, privileged kids to their classical academy to learn how to be rich, privileged adults. It's crazy. Here you have a picture of her on the left. Again, I want you to make sure you understand. I'm not doctoring this video. This is actually what Misty looks like, and so I know I was confused too because I wasn't sure if it was the same person, but it is. Here is how she's talking about another candidate that ran in the last election, I believe it was. But it's just giving you an idea who, again, Misty Janssen is.
I'm trolling the Yorba Linda Uncensored page. And if any of y'all are Steve Lawson's friend, I would check on him. People are mad, and I think he might be in danger.
Yeah, so, oopsie, let me go. I'm going to come back to that 1 second. So there she is talking about another candidate in an odd way. I'm not quite sure what she's talking about. We'll go to another, this is a tweet apparently, or an X or whatever you call it now. And she writes, any he will easily be reelected, and a huge part of that thanks to the GQP. Not sure what Q is, but okay. It's supposed to be Grand Old Party, GOP. And they're recalculus. See what I'm talking about with their mouth? Recall. Seriously, anyone who thought that was going to work needs to learn how to effing count, or at least learn their colors. California is blue, and then you see she kind of goes off on a piece of paper here with a bunch of drawings. Not sure what that's all about. And so, coming back to my camera really quick. And so, this is this is just a taste of who Misty Janssen is. And again, if you apparently are white or you're privileged, which is a large number of people, obviously in the Yorba Linda Brea area, Anaheim Hills area, if you're anybody that apparently, I guess, I don't know what they make over 100 grand. I'm not sure what it is, what wealth what level of wealth she's has a problem with, but if you are in that demographic, she despises you. She wants more sex in the schools. She thinks everybody's racist apparently, and she wants more sex in the schools. These are just, again, these are just a taste of what you're going to learn about Misty Janssen going forward. So just be aware of who you're voting for. Yorba Linda Moms is promoting, and these are women that claim to be Christians. These are women that claim to be have morals, who are supporting this type of person. And so be aware what Bonnie Conti and Esther Kim are allowing in Yorba Linda Moms. Maybe tell your friends, like, hey, be a little cautious of what's allowed in this particular group, because it's I don't think it's what people really want. They want their kids to be educated. They want them to learn how to read, write, and count. They want them to learn how to think, not what to think. They want parents to be involved. They want parents to know what's happening with their kids. If their kid has an issue at school, they want to be notified that something's happening at that school, because they're only in temporary care of these professionals in the schools, and they are not doctors. They're not psychiatrists. And so they should not be making any kind of medical decisions for your children. So you should be notified no matter what it is. But apparently they don't think that you have that right. They don't think that you as a parent should know what's going on with your kid at school. But Bonnie Conti and Esther Kim, apparently they think that that's okay. That people like Misty Janssen take control over our schools, and the teachers union. The teachers union is a cabal of people. Again, they're separate from teachers. You got teachers, which is one group, which we love, and then you have the cabal of the teachers union, which is completely different. They are a group of people who do not care about families, parents, and kids, and so that's who's promoting Misty Janssen, and also promoting. Hold on. Marilyn Anderson and Tricia Quintero, as we can see here, is that these are the people that everybody is supporting that's in the union, and that are union hacks, these three people right here. So just be aware of who is running, and these people you need to say no to. All right, my friends, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.